What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Magic Hour. I'm your host, Majid Nderi, aka Magic Lab. Please follow me on my Instagram at Fame Film Agency and on my YouTube at Majid Nderi. Today we have another special guest. I say special because I rarely get any females here, so this is my second female guest. Please welcome. Please correct me if I said it wrong. Hiral Desai.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, thanks for being here, Hiral. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. How are
Oh,
you?
anytime. I'm great. I'm great. Yes, and because of you, I have a less chance of people calling me a misogynist for not having enough females on my show.
And I bring a lot of diversity as well,
Thank.
Indian and female.
That's fantastic. We need more of that. I'm kind of getting sick of the white people, and too much white. I have to
He
start
said
wearing
it, not
sunglasses.
me.
So I have to wear sunglasses around them. There's so many of them. So Hiral, how old are you?
I am.
I know you're not supposed to ask a female that question, but you look very young.
Yes, that's thanks to my genes from my parents. But I have no misgivings about my age. I'm 28,
28. Oh, fantastic. And how long have you been in comedy?
almost 3 months now.
That young. Okay, so you're an infant in comedy.
Yes, I am. I am a baby.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the comedy rattle?
Yes, I am. Very much so.
Okay. So, what made you, after 28 years, after 27 years and 9 months of your life, what made you finally say, I want to do comedy?
I always sort of loved comedy as an art form, even when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And like I used to do little bits when you have guests coming over or something like that. And any room I'm in, I always had this obsessive need to be the funniest person, not the funniest person, a funny person in the room. And then I was a little bit in a low point in my life around this time last year, and I was like, I want to do something that I really enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
that I love, and that gives meaning to what I do.
So you went through a personal tragedy or personal trauma that made you want to pursue comedy?
Sort of, yes.
That's not surprising. Many people who get into comedy for those reasons. I know I did for sure.
We're all broken.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, broken, bent, or whatever. Yes, we are. Were you ever the class clown in school?
And not so much a class clown, but like, within my circle of friends, I sort of was.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think I was, but I don't know if they thought I was.
No, okay.
That's where it comes in as well, the need to be in comedy. You seek validation constantly.
Do you seek validation?
Yes, I do.
Where do you think that came from? Do you not get enough from your parents?
No, that's not it. I just had this need to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and when you are doing stand up, the response is instantaneous. So you get the feedback quite quickly. So you know that they heard you
Yeah.
if they are laughing. Or if they are silent, then also oh, they heard you, but they didn't like it. So
Okay. So
validated in that sense.
you don't have to go into detail if you do not want to, but this personal thing that you went through that led you to comedy, was it like a family issue or was it like a relationship issue? You don't need to tell me the details. I just want to get an idea of how you made that journey to here.
Yeah, just a lot of things going on in life at the time. Family, relationship,
Mm-hmm.
lots of other things as well.
So a big mixture.
Career as well. And then I was thinking that this is the lowest of the low that I've ever been. I have got nothing more to lose. So the only thing that was stopping me before from pursuing anything in comedy was the stage fright. So I thought, well, why not just go for it? If I fail, I fail. Who's gonna give a shit? Who cares?
Yeah. And you went through so much of your own personal thing that you probably didn't feel as afraid as you would have if you didn't go through that, correct?
Sort of, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can totally relate because like the only thing that stopped me was what if I suck? You know, what if I'm not as good as I want to be? What if I'm not as good as I think I am in my head or anything like that? But at the end, I just couldn't care
Yeah.
I treated my first performance like it was a therapy session.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what it is. It is extremely therapeutic.
yeah, very, very much so. And I just got on there and I just told my story in the most sarcastic way possible, and it worked.
Good
And
for you.
yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, a lot of people, some of the best comedians, they come from a real broken background. They come from real personal tragedies, that leads them to this. I mean, not all of them, but some of the best comedians do that. Jim Carrey, he for a while, his family was living homeless.
Yes.
They were actually homeless. They had no home. They were living like in their car.
I think I read something that he made some check out for himself
Yeah, of $10 million.
in 5 years, 10 years down
Yeah,
the line, that I'll cash this check
yeah,
and I'll make it. And yeah, that's sort of inspiring that
yeah.
you envision something for yourself and then you achieve it. You
Yeah, no, of course.
manifest it.
No, of course, of course.
Yeah.
But he did have the one thing that most of us don't: talent. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Because he was already on tour with the late Rodney Dangerfield. Have you heard of Rodney Dangerfield?
No, I haven't.
That's okay. You're young. I'll inform you. He was the man in comedy. He was the king of one-liner comedy. The king, from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s. And he recruited. He actually discovered Jim Carrey's stand-up, and he invited him to tour with him. I think that's when Jim Carrey knew he was going to make it. If he can do well with Rodney Dangerfield, then he can do well later on. And he proved that he got better as time went by.
I think, yeah, you need such people rooting for you.
No, of course. Somebody that believes
as well
in you.
as talent,
Yeah.
but like you need people who are rooting for you, and it sort of drives you as well because you want to prove yourself to them as well as yourself.
Yes, of course. And I think this was the Jim Carrey's ultimate shot to get into that comedic pipeline, of all the greats, because so many of the greats performed with this man. This man he would handpick comedians to be on tour with him, and everyone that he picked became successful. They had their own movies or their own shows or their own something.
Nice. So nice of everyone to be so supportive of everyone else.
Well, but the thing is, like, they handpick for a reason. They've seen. You have to understand how many comics they've seen. And not all of them can. Not all of them like made the list, kind of thing. You know what I mean? You got something, but not for me. I can't use you. I know that. I know you're not. I know this is as far as you're going to get. But this guy, I can take him further. This woman, I can take her further. You belong on this range. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with comedy. There are so many comics, just like there are so many musicians and so many artists and so many God knows what else. And the people who have the eye for this talent are mainly the talented ones, and they can just know like this. Okay, this guy is going to make it, or this is as far as they're going to go. All right, they love it, but they're not going to get any better. Or it's like it's just that they know. And it's sad and it's sweet at the same time. It's like sad in the fact that, okay, I can accept where I am, and sweet in the notion that, but I'm not going to stop because I enjoy it. I may not make $1 million, but at least I enjoy it, and there are some people out there that might enjoy my comedy too.
I think for me, it's just that it makes me happy. As I said,
There you go.
It's therapeutic to me. So,
Well,
yes, everyone should be and is ambitious, but as long as it makes me happy, I want to keep doing it and not get demotivated and stop doing it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's better than paying $200 an hour to actually talk to a therapist. It's just get to the rhino room and have 10 minutes or 5 minutes, however much time they give you with the audience, and you feel great after you're done.
Fix yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
What's a therapist gonna do anyway? You pay them, and then they're gonna give you exercises to do for yourself.
Well,
I'm paying you. You fix me. No,
Yeah.
you work on yourself. You fix yourself.
Well, the thing is, I don't think anybody needs anything or anyone anymore because of all these Google tutorials and YouTube tutorials. Learn how to do everything yourself, and people are learning how to do everything yourself. And what's the first thing when a therapist asks you something about what you're going through? What's their first response? And how did that make you feel? It's always that question. How does that make you feel?
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Not to discourage anyone from going to therapy or counseling. If you need it, go for it.
My first time with a therapist was out of spite because I was married for 14 years. I wanted to go to therapy just to prove my wife wrong. Because she actually wanted to go to therapy. It wasn't my idea at all. I didn't want to go to therapy. She wanted to go to couples counseling. And I said, couples counseling? Babe, we've only been together for 3 months. Why do we need couples counseling? I mean, we still have to find our way to coexist. So
were you married at the time already when you
yes,
started
yes.
couples
That's what was funny. But we didn't go. I refused to go. But after a year or so, she wanted to go because she wanted to blame me for everything. She actually said to me, Majid, just admit everything is your fault and then we can move on. And I was like, I know I should have just said yes. I should have just said yes. But what example am I setting myself here? So, and the one thing I learned is if you get married, it's very important that the man wins the first argument. You don't have to win it. You just have to prolong it as long as you can, so she will think twice about setting a second argument in the future. But that was just my
we might differ in this.
Yeah, no. That was just my ego back then.
Yeah.
I was a different person. We're talking about over like 16 years ago. So we went to couples therapy, and I didn't say one word. We just got in there. We sat down, and she picked a female one. She picked a female, and she started. And she just went off. The only thing I said was, "She's charging us by the hour. Let her say something, okay? Please let her respond. She's charging us by the hour." That's all I ever said. And she goes, "Oh, okay." And then she asked me one question, and I gave her one direct answer, and she got it. And then after the whole therapy session was done, she goes to me. She goes to my wife. I think you need medication immediately, and you're showing signs of borderline personality, all that kind of stuff. And my wife got furious and said, "Okay, thank you," and we went somewhere else. And I had to pay for that bill. So I go, "I want to pick another therapist." Fine, pick another therapist. So she chooses a guy this time, a male therapist. And we go there, and I'm out another $100+. And then again, yakety yak yak. I said, "Babe, we're paying this guy by the hour." And let him say something, please. I know you want to complain, but you got friends to complain about. You complain to me to your friends about me, okay? Not to somebody you have to pay for. And then again, he said the exact same thing that the other therapist said. All right? And he didn't say that I was right or I was wrong or she was right or she was wrong. Just straight away, you're the problem here. This man hasn't said one thing. And you're yakety yak yak yak. And nothing made me feel more satisfied than that moment. I mean, I hated being so vindictive and so vengeful, But again, this was when I was a lot younger, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. But the point is, it was so satisfying because she wanted to prove to the whole world that I was the only one at fault. And I'm trying to explain to her, honey, it takes two to tango. I mean, if I did something, just tell me something, and we can fix that something. Just don't. And if you did something, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to tell you what you did and how it made me feel and blah, 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 blah. It was all, our first couple of years of marriage, it was like, who is the dominant one? Who's going to be the one in charge? That's what it felt like. It felt like it was a fight to who calls the shots. Yeah. And my argument was, don't we call the shots together? I mean, we were supposed to call the shots together. Yeah. Just because you're working doesn't mean you make all the decisions. And I said, I didn't say that. I never said that. That's not. I don't know where you're coming up with that. I never actually implied that at all. She was.
But sometimes, for women, it's like you don't say things, but the way you do things, actions and efforts, make all the difference. We pick up on underlying layers of something that has been conveyed way more easily than men. And at least that's what I feel. That's my personal experience. And also, sometimes we amplify what has happened in our head as well. So you might have said something small, but it gets amplified into something big in our heads.
Yeah, we know that, but we don't understand why that is sometimes. And these underlying layers, they are, as men, we are blind to them. We can't see those underlying layers. We can't see things that the women see. And we do our best to see them. We really do our best to understand it, especially when we are in a committed relationship. Because we don't want this to stop. We don't want this to be gone for nothing. We want to make that effort. And many of us do want to make that effort. And the more effort we make, the more we actually make things worse. We don't try to, but our intentions are good. Our hearts are in the right place, but we just seem to keep falling for that trap and making it worse. And at the end, a woman would throw a fit. Like my wife would throw a fit, but after her fit, she'll realize, well, at least you tried. You know, like sometimes you just got to give a women their time to vent, because after that vent, they actually do get calmer. You know, they don't continue vent out and be vengeful for weeks later. And then
We often forget about things as well.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, I don't keep holding on to things. I will often forget what the fight was about.
God bless you. You're a rare breed.
But the hurt of the fight still stays.
That would always remain. See, I told a joke one time because a big part of my comedy when I first started was about my marriage. And one of the jokes that I was telling is like, women remember everything. They remember everything. They don't remember days, times, and facts, but they remember how they felt, and they remember where it was and how it was. Now, do you know how you can tell when a woman is lying? When you open up a discussion with her and make a fact, and she replies, "I don't remember," because they remember everything. That's the.
I don't know about that.
No.
I have not experienced that. So.
Because they remember stuff that we didn't even know happened. You know, we as men, we remember facts: what time, what day, where it was, who was involved. That's the story. We don't express our emotions in it at all. You know, like I had a car accident. I crashed into this guy. It was at this time. It happened at this day, and I went to the police station, and I paid this much, and I got home. If my wife went to that car accident, my wife had a car accident too, a small crash, and she goes, "Imagine, I'm so scared. My heart is beating out of my chest, and this is going. What happened? Just get to it. What happened? It's really hot, and I just had my period. Honey, just tell me what's going on. A guy hit me. Why could you just start with that? Let me know what was going on. So many feelings before you get to the point of the story." You know, I mean, but then again, my ex-wife was not like most women. You know, I mean, I think she was more eccentric than others, and I certainly know how to pick them. You know, like it's as if I was designed to pick the most difficult one of all. You know, and I really did my best. I honestly really did my best. I really put myself out there for her, like I've never done for any woman in my life.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, you have to, because you never met the woman. You never met the woman. I'm not bad mouthing her. As a person, she's fun to hang out with. We were friends before we got married, and we had so much fun. She's like my home girl. She's somebody I can totally trust. If I was in a fight with somebody, I would pick her in a physical fight, because she's a tough woman too. You know, she's like a tomboy type of girl. I think that's what attracted me to her, because she was such a guy, but in a female body. And I don't know why I liked that. I just did. And again, I was much younger, so I was crazy and stupid myself, you know. But as a relationship, not so great. But till this day, we are the best of friends. We are close.
Are you watching this?
Oh, yeah. She probably doesn't watch any of the stuff that I do, but we are close. You know, we are not like any other divorced couple you will meet, because most divorced couples, you're like, the hell are they doing together? Why are they in the same room? Why isn't one killing the other? Right? They see us and they look at us like I don't know. They look at us like as if a Muslim and Jew are playing chess and they're happy and like, what? Huh? Does this actually exist? You know?
I'm too young to know.
But it does. Okay. Two people are the exact opposites having a good time. You know?
Yeah.
You know, that's what we look like to most people. Now, and our families, whenever they see us together, they're still bewildered. Like, huh? She's not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be in separate rooms. Like, no, we get along fine. How is that possible? I mean, I don't know if it's because of today's generation, or we are just more mature, or I don't know how it was. But once upon a time, divorced couples you'll never see them together in the same room. And if they were in the same room, it'd always be awkward.
Yeah.
You know, but we
Fighting,
don't.
like
Yeah, or whatever. The thing is, they're the awkward ones. We're just chilling. We're like nothing happened. Yes, we had our journey. Yes, it bombed badly. But you know, after the wreckage and you pull everybody out, everyone's okay. You know, but everybody.
Good that if everyone's okay, then that's what you aim for. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like, we
matter
don't
what others think.
we don't resent each other. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing about the whole thing. I mean, like, I'm supposed to be resenting her. I'm supposed to be saying bad things about her, but I really just don't anymore. Because anything bad that we had to say about each other, we did it in our marriage. When it was finally over, it's like all of that weight and all of that guilt and all of that resentment and hatred or whatever just dropped with it. You know, right? It just fell. We didn't split that in half. It just fell, finished. And we were like, and after it was over, after the whole thing was over, it was like, so you want to get a drink? Yeah, let's go get a drink. It's like we're gonna start dating again all over again. But it didn't feel that way. It was just like it was like it wasn't a celebration. It was just like a collaboration, and it's come to an end, and now we've got a new beginning. Because we do have a son together.
Yeah.
You know, and but I got full custody. You know, because she's got her own thing going on, so it's all good. And we've actually been more happier apart than we had been together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I've been telling you way too much about that kind of stuff. So let's get to it, shall we? All right. Do you remember okay, of course you do, because it's only been 3 months. When was your first performance?
June 16th.
You got a date. You actually remember dates and times. You are a rare
Monday.
breed. Okay, it's June 16th.
Monday, Laugh Lab.
Laugh Lab.
Rhino Room.
Rhino Room.
Shout out to Laugh Lab.
Okay.
Open mic.
And how did that work out?
For my first open mic, it went better than my expectations. And everyone was really kind and supportive and encouraging. And they laughed at some things. It didn't go completely as planned.
Mhm.
And I didn't have like a tight set yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went way better than my expectations. I didn't end up doing as badly as I thought I would, because in my head it was all downhill. That the first second, if I forget something in the first 30 seconds or 10 seconds or something like that, I thought I would freeze on stage, and that would be the worst thing to happen.
Okay.
But it didn't. I somehow carried through, and I have been on that high ever since, and that's why I go every Monday.
So you've gone every Monday since then? Or almost every Monday?
Almost every Monday.
And have you performed every time you've gone?
No, sometimes they have to give others a chance as
Yes.
well. But yeah, I've performed quite a few times.
Okay, so in your first performance, was it a large crowd?
I don't think so. There was I believe there was maybe like 20 people.
Yeah, that's still a decent crowd.
Yeah, but I've done larger than that
Mm-hmm.
on Monday itself, because it's difficult sometimes. It's a weekday, start of the week.
Yeah.
There usually aren't that many people, but sometimes the room is full and you don't even have a place to stand. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the Rhino is a fantastic startup when you want to test your material or go for the first time.
Go for the first time.
Yeah.
Open mic, Laugh Lab, Jacob Jackman.
So you're getting free promotion here. Well, I just hope I have a bigger audience as well, so they can know all about it. All right. So, and now, when you did your first performance, how did you? What was the feeling that you had after you were done? After your set was done, they gave you 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. After your 5 minutes,
I think I went a little bit over 5 minutes.
did they flash that red light on you? Yeah.
But they were generous because it was my first time. So yeah, I definitely went over the 5 minutes. But once it was over, all the anxiety or the stage fright that I had, sort of not it didn't fully go away, but it sort of mellowed down, and I started feeling better about my performance. The more I watch it, or the more I go, the more confidence I have in myself to hold on to the crowd or to carry out my performance as I plan it. No matter what goes wrong or what goes right, I can still make sure that the way I envisioned, at least the basic DNA of the joke, that stays, even if something else changes.
Did you feel you were getting more confident the more you were getting on stage?
Yes. But I am still nervous every time I go on stage, because there's always those jittery feelings of how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But I feel I'm building confidence. I'm not fully confident yet, but I'm building to it.
Well, it sounds like you're on the right track.
Thank you.
Now, Hiral, how do you prepare for your set? Do you have like a process?
Oh, that's a hard-hitting question. Things just come up to me, ideas for a joke or a set, and either I write down the idea, or if the flow is just if the creative juices are flowing in there, I write down the whole set, and then I keep editing it a little bit
Yeah, of
till
course.
I feel that it's good enough to take on to the open mic.
Do you ever rehearse your set?
Yes, I do quite a few times because, as I said, I'm quite new to this, and I have stage fright as well. So I have this huge fear that I will forget things
We always do.
once I get on stage. And yes, I still, even when you go on stage, it does not end up 100% the way you rehearsed it or the way you planned it. Some jokes or some things come out naturally a little bit differently
Yeah.
than the way I wrote it. But it still means that the joke, as I said, the DNA of the joke, the basic structure of the joke still remains.
Okay.
Maybe a few words or a few lines are here and there, but the premise stays the same.
Yeah. Now, out of all the performances that I've had, maybe once or twice did I actually give the exact performance that I did in rehearsal. Exact. I didn't miss one. And that's only happened to me once or twice. And I felt so great that I didn't miss one. Because most of the times I missed one or sometimes even two jokes I miss. And when you get on stage, depending on the vibe of the crowd, you can make room for ad-libbing. You can make room to say something that wasn't even written because you're just feeling it from the crowd. And you know that if you said this at this particular time, it's going to make some kind of impact. And it works. Like I was recently in Thailand, and I wasn't going to talk about being in Bangkok at all, except for the fact that it was my first time here. And but for some reason, I just said a few things about the place because I was there, and it worked. And I wasn't trying to lean to that at all. It had nothing to do with my material whatsoever. But when in Rome, or when in Thailand, and I just did it, and
It's a good icebreaker.
yeah, it can be. It can be. And I found out, and I also made a reference to that opening joke halfway through my act. Just to go back and forth with it, and it's because it felt like it was the theme. And I just went with it. Okay. Now, do you have any comedians that you watch that influence you or that you kind of idealize?
So many. I'm sorry, I am not so familiarized with the Australian comedy scene.
It's fine. Not many people are.
I watch a lot of Indian comics and few American comics as well. So if I can name a few, I would name the Indian comics first. Let's go. Zakir Khan, he's one of the biggest stand-up comedians at the moment. Has been for quite some time.
Does he do English comedy or does he do Indian?
He does it in Hindi.
In Hindi, okay.
Yes, he does it in Hindi. He does tours throughout the world, and still it's all in Hindi, and it still works, and everyone loves it. He recently did MSG as well at Times Square, and yeah.
Does he do English comedy as well or just always Hindi all the way through?
Throughout in Hindi.
Okay.
And yeah, he's one of my biggest inspirations, and I idealize him.
If you find his video, does he have subtitles at all, or is it just?
I think so. Yeah. Subtitles. You'd find subtitles.
Okay.
He's got his specials are on Amazon Prime, I think. So yeah, there's definitely subtitles. So there's Zakir Khan. There's Kenny Sebastian. There's Kanan Gill. Biswa Kalyanraj. There's Prashasti Singh. There's Somki Suresh. Gurdin Pannu. These are few that I really like and admire, and I've seen their shows. And then there's John Mulaney.
Yes.
There's Jack Whitehall, Jimmy Carr,
Oh, Jimmy Carr, yes, the one with the
Ali
devilish
Wong,
laugh. Amy Wong.
Ali Wong.
Ali Wong. Ali Wong, yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
There's Wanda Sykes.
You like Wanda Sykes?
Yes.
Oh my God! I never would have pinned you for a Sykes fan.
I do.
She is terrific.
She is. Who else? I'm forgetting someone. Trevor Noah. I like Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor Noah. Yeah, good old South African one. I'm surprised you didn't mention Russell Peters.
I am not from the same generation. I
Okay.
haven't been exposed to his stuff yet, but I'm planning to.
Because he's a Indian Canadian or
Yeah,
Canadian
yeah.
Indian,
Yeah.
whichever one you want to put first.
I'm planning to watch his shows when I can, but like I haven't come across it as much.
I was fortunate.
But I've definitely heard of him. I know of him. I know he does good work.
Oh, he's terrific.
He's making us proud. So yeah.
No, I caught his show when I was living in Bahrain. He came to Bahrain, and I went to go see him. And fantastic. I think it was Act Your Age or something like that. One of the name of his special. And he delivered as always. He was really good. Okay, I guess it's too soon to ask you this question that I asked other comics. Have you ever bombed on stage? But I don't think you ever have. You have?
I did recently.
In your 3 months of comedy, you already bombed?
I mean, I take it as bombing because if it does not go as good as my expectations, I take it as bombing.
But you weren't booed off the stage.
No, I wasn't.
See, because that is true bombing. Like I've had nights where I wouldn't call it successful, all right, but I didn't get bombed. I don't know if today's generation are just too polite to say boo, get off the stage, all right, or
I don't think so. If someone is doing a really shitty job, they would. But maybe they are polite. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're just being too nice to say get the hell off the stage. You're not funny. Because that would really feel like you've bombed when somebody tells you to get off the stage and you suck. Then you've really crashed and burned that night.
That has not happened with me yet.
Yeah, and God forbid. But every successful comedian has said, getting bombed is like losing your virginity in comedy. It has to happen. It's like breaking your cherry. That's what they call it.
The few times that I have not performed to my expectations in what I call bombing, I have been happy that I bombed.
Okay.
Because I thought, well, good, I got it out of my system. I know I did a shitty job. They didn't like it. And I can just move forward. I can just focus on getting better.
Yeah, it gives you a hungry determination.
Yes, and performing better, practicing better, writing better.
Yeah.
So that I do a better job next time. So it does not, end up in the same. I don't end up in the same situation again. I don't like to demotivate myself. That don't do it again. I like to encourage myself when I bomb. Do a better job next time.
Okay. Well, the filmmaker in me is going to ask you this question. It's not about the questionnaire. Now that you've got into comedy and you are exploring and experiencing this new art form, would you consider doing sketch comedy? Acting in like short films?
I don't know. I don't know if I have that skill set.
It's okay.
Yet.
I'm just asking if you're open to it.
Considering it, yes, sure, why not? I want to try all forms of comedy as much as I can, but I do not think I would be good at it. But to be fair, I didn't even think I'd be good at stand-up, but I am still trying to do a better job every time I go. So
no, of course.
It's just, practice makes perfect.
Well, to me, practice just makes a bit better. I know they say practice makes perfection, but whoever came up with that was a liar because you can never truly perfect. No matter how much you try, you may feel perfect, but it doesn't mean that what you did was perfect. But it's just like it was good enough. No, because the reason why I asked that is because you don't know, it might feel like it's a calling to you. Maybe it'll also help you explore and open your mind to other materials after you do such a thing, when you do sketches. I only got into sketch comedy because whilst living in Bahrain, the stand-up comedy scene wasn't as strong as it could have been. And they only had comedy during the certain parts of the year, not all year round like here. You can go anywhere in any week and do something. It wasn't like that there. And so I figured, you know what? Why do I have to wait? Let me do something now. I'll do sketch comedy if I can't do stand-up. And making these videos, like, they really opened my mind to how much creative you can get. How test the limits, test the boundaries. How far can you go and get away with it? No matter how controversial you can get. Just try to push the limits as you can.
I do love the format, but as I said, I don't know if I'd be any good at it.
Oh, well, you never know till you try.
I have watched a lot of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
I do not love sketch comedy. So
okay, yeah.
I do love.
It's funny you mentioned that, because my last sketch that I published was a game show themed sketch, which I was inspired by, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And the premise of the sketch, the joke of the sketch was these two contestants who are neck and neck. They find out what their ultimate prize is that they're going to win that day. And they find out that the ultimate prize is the trip for two to New York City. And the smiles on both their contestant faces just like, they don't want to go to America at all. That's the whole problem. Like, can it be China? Can it be Europe? Do we have to go to America? Is that what we're playing for? Because after all the reputation that America's been giving the world, and with their whole ICE thing going on and arresting immigrants or kicking immigrants out, like, who wants to go to USA anymore, kind of thing? It doesn't feel like it's a safe place or a fun place or whatever with all that's going on. So what happens is they get asked questions and they deliberately answer it incorrectly to not win that prize. You know what I mean? So, and the host is getting frustrated. I'm asking you the basic questions here. You guys were giving me the answers to the most difficult questions, and now you're blowing the easy ones. What's going on here? And so if you'll watch it and you'll find out how it goes. It was actually quite funny. Paul the Black was in it. Have you met Paul the Black?
Yes, I have.
Sorry, Paul the Black, not the Black. Paul the Black. And Ali Dent. She was in the... Yeah. She was in this sketch as well.
I will watch this.
Yeah, no, yeah. You have to watch it now that you know that Ali was in it. And
Paul the Black.
And Paul the Black. And if Paul's watching, and I'm kind of hoping that he is, probably most likely not. Did you read the script yet, Paul? Read the script I sent you, Paul.
Read the script.
Because I sent Ali and Paul the script, the new sketch that I want to do, and Ali can't wait to do it because she thinks it's funny. And now I'm just waiting for Paul. So I might have to replace Paul. Okay. Hiral, finish this following sentence. Comedy is...
Comedy is...
I feel like
therapeutic.
There it is. Couldn't have said it better myself. It is. I totally agree. Okay. I want to... here's one for you, Hiral. If you could do your comedy bit for any audience in history, which time period would you choose?
Any audience in history, could I say late 90s, early 2010s?
Okay.
That period, because I think those guys were up for anything. Y2K.
Yeah, that would have been good. There was a lot of pandemic, a lot of hype around that during that time. I remember New Year's Eve 1999. So many people thought the world was going to explode. That the world was going to come to an end, and it's like, it never did. By the way, spoiler alert. Okay. If you could swap lives with any comedian for a week, who would you choose?
Can I give a very boring answer? And
You can
say,
give. This is your.
No one. I want to be the best me, so
Okay.
I wouldn't want to swap with anyone. But
It's not a boring answer.
But if I had to follow someone's career trajectory, I would say Zakir Khan.
Okay, Zakir Khan.
Zakir Khan.
Zakir is the okay because I want to.
Zakir.
Zakir. Okay, I'm gonna write that down because I'll just put I. There you go. Because I'm going to look him up now because you mentioned him. You mentioned him twice. So I have to look him up and find out. Okay. Now, Hiral, we've entered what I like to call the existential part of the podcast.
Already?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think comedy is a way of avoiding the big question, or is it in a way answering the big question?
If you're performing, answering the question. If you're watching, avoiding the big question.
Wow.
Because if you're watching, it's a form of escapism. But if you're performing, you are confronting life.
I'm having a conversation with a fellow existentialist person. Love it. When you are on stage, do you feel you are more yourself or less yourself?
More myself.
Is it?
100%.
Okay. Do you feel comedy is more about connecting with people or escaping from them?
Connecting with people.
Okay. Well, we passed the existential part and you passed with flying colors. I like that part. That was pretty cool. All right. What? This is a silly question. What's the most useless talent that you possess? Something that you know will never make you successful at anything.
I did this and it made my mother laugh a lot. Okay. You might have to edit this out in between.
I'm most likely not going to.
Okay.
That's what you used to do for your mother?
Yeah. This is the most useless talent.
I will never pay to see that.
I wouldn't.
You answered the question. This is my useless talent. That's it. Actually, I think I'm probably better at that than I am at my comedy. Okay. If animals could do stand-up, which one do you think would be the best at it?
Maybe chimpanzee.
They're funny. I think they're funny without words. I think they're just naturally. Yes, that's a very acceptable answer. I'm going to put that tick next to that one. Yes. Which historical figure do you think would be great at an open mic?
Historical figure that would be great at open mic. Marie Antoinette.
Wow. Okay, Mary, that's a good one. Why?
Let them eat cake. I would like to see a set where the punchline is let them eat cake. Peasants.
You know who I think would make a fantastic one? Gandhi. I really think Mahatma Gandhi would be great. I can totally picture him saying my mother wouldn't let me go out to this party, so I fasted all day until she said yes. Something like that, I could totally picture him saying something like that. Okay. I got so many questions here for you, and I don't know if we have time to answer them all. But have you ever heard of a joke that was so funny that you wish you came up with it?
No.
No? Not yet?
I've heard funny jokes, but I wouldn't wish I came up with it because most of it comes from experience.
Yeah, of course.
Your own creativity.
Yeah.
And
but
I want to have my own.
No,
jokes.
of course.
And I want credit of my own jokes. I don't want to give it to anyone.
You don't have to tell me your jokes, but what is your main topic that you talk about in your comedy?
I'm still exploring a lot of topics, but a few of the sets that I have done so far are just generally about me growing up, Indian parents, Indian parenting, the differences that I observe between Gen Z, Millennial, and Gen Alpha.
Oh God, there's so many I can't keep track of no more. Yeah, so which one are you?
I am technically a Gen Z, but
that comes after millennials.
Yes, but I self-identify myself as a millennium because I relate to them more. But I've recently learned a new term that there's something between Gen Z and millennial. It's called zillennial.
Oh God, it's like they're just making stuff up now.
Yes.
You're not part of the
So
whole.
they are part of both Gen Z and millennial. They have both the traits.
Okay.
They're zillennials.
So do you understand this whole 6-7 pandemic that's going on these days? The 6-7.
No.
You don't? Okay, good.
I've heard of it.
There's something going on that nobody's understanding. Well, nobody that's smart and got a brain is understanding, except for dumbass kids like my son that continue saying 6-7 to me all the time when it has no meaning. I'm just trying to understand, Bob, what's the meaning behind it? We used to have sayings as well when we were kids. We used to say things, but they had a meaning. What's your meaning? What does 6-7 mean besides the numbers? 6-7. No, I don't know. Explain it to me. And he just starts to laugh. Hey, 6-7, and he's like, he's a chimpanzee. I mean, I want to, but he's a chimpanzee, like he's a defective chimpanzee. I want to laugh, but he's just not selling it. It's like it's just like I'm just like he's like one of those chimpanzees that needs to be disciplined with a stick. Make sense. You're not making sense. I don't hit my son, all right? But but it's just like I'm just frustrated with this whole thing. Like I'm trying to understand it, but I just can't understand it, and I've refused to want to understand it. I gave up.
Just give up.
Like we used to say 6s and 7s, meaning somebody was crazy. That person's all 6s and 7s. He's not all there. But this
most,
6-7.
Most of these references I don't.
No, neither do I. But because you belong to that younger generation, I thought maybe you'd be more in tune to it than I am.
I'm an old person.
No, you are not. You're 28.
At heart.
Mike, I am. Oh God, no. Okay, my math's not good. But no, I'm a lot older than 28. I miss being 28. 28 was a good year. Actually, 28 was the year that I got married. And no wonder it went by so fast. Okay.
I want to make a do you know Jesus joke because you're so old.
Okay, that's fine. Well, Jesus wasn't old. He died young. He was 32.
No, for you, I want to make that.
Okay, that's fine.
You're making yourself sound old now.
Well, do I look old to you? When I start doing that, when I can't control, I'm trying to generate saliva, that's when I know I'm old. Look, I am 46, but my heart still feels like it's 15. And my maturity level is always between 15 and 22. Except when I'm with a family, then my maturity level is at 78. But I don't feel 46 at all. My body feels 46, but my heart feels like it's still 15. Yeah. Like I try to jump like a 15-year-old, but it hurt me like a 60-year-old. So I don't try to do that in physicality. But mental health, yeah, I'm still young at heart.
We can edit this part out about you disclosing your age. If you
I don't edit nothing. No. There's plenty of my life that I'd like to edit out, but no, not when it comes to this. Okay. Now, I think we've reached the point here, Hiral, where I'd like to ask you a series of 10 questions. Woo. Okay. Now, this is a questionnaire designed by an American writer/actor, James Lipton. And considering that you're 28 years old, you've probably never heard of the man. He had a very successful show called Inside the Actor's Studio, where you actually interview comedians, musicians, actors, directors, producers, everything. And he would always finish all of his interviews with this questionnaire. And none of these questions, I want to tell you right now, they're not anything to be embarrassed about, and they're definitely not sexual. Because there's a question here that you think that it is, but it's not. Okay, here we go. What is your favorite word?
Sisyphean.
Sisyphean?
Yes.
Okay. I would ask what that means, but we'll move on. What is your least favorite word?
Promise.
What turns you on?
Bad puns.
Bad puns?
Yes. To be fair, there are no bad puns. Puns.
Puns.
They're all good puns.
Okay. Who would have thunk it? What turns you off?
Being unkind or demeaning to someone.
I concur. What is your favorite curse word?
Let's just go with fuck. Fuck it. I say fuck it a lot.
Okay. And you're not talking about a town in Thailand?
No.
Okay.
No. Fuck it.
What sound or noise do you love?
my nephew's laughter.
Oh, that's cute. What sound or noise do you hate?
The screeching sound when something is like on a chalkboard or something is on like a steel plate or something.
You get that tingly feeling, yeah. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Um, editing, editor.
Like a video editor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What profession would you not like to do?
Politician.
Politician. Smart. And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Doesn't exist.
Okay.
So I don't believe in it.
That's why it's hypothetical, if it exists.
If it exists, want to go back?
Yes, so you are a reincarnation person. Okay. Well, that was it. How'd that feel?
Great.
You are expected to appear every other Monday at the Rhino Room, right?
Yes, pretty much.
Well, there you have it, guys.
But this episode won't be out by that time. I would be
By Tuesday.
performing on this Friday. So
Oh, okay. No, it won't be out. But it's okay. This part I'll probably edit. We'll see. But if you want to catch Hiral Desai, you can check her out. If you go to the Rhino Room on a Monday, you're most likely going to see her there. Check her out. Please support her. She's a newbie, and we need to make her feel welcome in this craft we call comedy.
also, I've got an Instagram page. If I can.
It's already been there. When I said your name, it popped up right there.
No, I've got a separate Instagram.
Okay. Share it with me.
Most of my random musics or chicken jokes that I come up with. It's called Peasant Reacts on Instagram.
Well, it's right there on the screen, so be sure to check her out. I have been your host, Majid Nderi, aka Magic Lab. This has been Hiral Desai, second female guest, and she's Indian, and she's brown, and she's diverse, and I love it. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram at Fame Film Agency, and follow me on my YouTube at Majid Nderi. And until next time, guys, peace out.
I'm broke, bitch.